Grand Rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am Be Floss to God. No, today I'm going to be talking about your own wonderful human imagination, right? Your own wonderful human imagination is all you need. That is all you need. Your own wonderful human imagination is all you need, right? No, everything in this 3D reality, in the physical, was first imagined. It was first a thought. Even the trees, the birds, the rocks, everything sprang forth from the imagination. That one consciousness, our higher selves. You and I, right, are the imagination of our higher selves. Our higher selves is imagining our lower self, so to speak. Let us make man in our own image. Let us make man in our own image. Man always existed. And all the other creations, right, was the imagination of man. That's why man has the dominion over all the other creatures and beings and things in this world. Right? Everything was once just first a thought. The kingdom is not this place where you go with pearly gates and roads full of gold, roads made out of gold and all that kind of rubbish. Right? The kingdom, which is this, your own skull. The kingdom. Dome, as in short for dome, D-O-M-E, which is a circular rounded structure of a roof or a building, right? This is the circular structure of the body, the kingdom, your kingdom. This is where all the drama is taking place. So heaven and hell, basically, they're just states. It's not any place that you go. Hell's not no place where you go and you burn up in fire. Or heaven is not this place where you go where there's all these angels with wings and that kind of stuff. It's just a state of being. And nothing ever dies. There's no such thing as death. It's just the physical. You can say, well, yeah, that dies. But the spirit lives on and on. That cannot die. That's immortal. That's forever. The flesh cannot enter into the kingdom. Right? That's why when we depart, we leave this garment here. Right? So everything was just once imagined, and your imagination is all you need. Now, somebody had asked me if I could create a video on what's going on in the world, right? And my reply was, why not just focus on the opposite? I get where they're coming from, Some people like to keep updated with what's going on and not judging, there's nothing wrong with that, each their own. But why not just focus on the opposite? Because what is going on in the world right now is so destructive. And what is going on in the world right now also sprang forth from the imagination. The pandemic was first a thought. It started up here, and then they brought it down here to the physical. The COVID-19, first a thought, and then they brought it down here. The vaccine was first a thought, and then they brought it down here. Any disease that you could think of was first a thought, and then it was brought down here to the physical. Houses that were built, buildings, money, started up here as a thought, and then brought down here to the physical. So if that's the case, and these people that would have created these things are no better than you and I, they both have the kingdom, they're both in the flesh like us, but what separates us is the way how we think and how we use our imagination. So if imagination creates reality, and that is all you need, well, let me change that around, not if. It does, because it's a fact. And I can tell you from my own experience. Imagination creates your every reality. So if that's the case, why not create your own story the way you want it to be, using your own wonderful human imagination? Why focus on what these people are doing, to affect you and build fear, right? But you could go into your own wonderful human imagination and use it, which is Jesus Christ. You cannot get to the Father unless first through the Son. And the Father and the Son are one. You and your own wonderful human imagination is one. The Spirit. And that can create anything in this world. That can turn a yes into a no, and to a no into a yes. And they can tell you from my own wonderful human, and they can tell you from my own experience. So that is all you need, your own wonderful human imagination. So despite what's going on in the world today, with this so-called pandemic and the COVID and the vaccine and what's not, use that time to use your affirmations, use your imaginal acts, use your scripting as well. All that is forms of imagining, right? Everything dwells within first. Use that to create your own story. And once you create that story, then you will be in that state, and that will be your world. So whatever is going on out here, that will be, even though we're all in this world together, we don't have to be in it together consciously. And that's what separates us. That's why two people can look at the same thing and have two different, totally perspectives. Right? So whatever state you're in, the people that is vibrating on that frequency and the things vibrating on that frequency will be a part of your world. Right? So that is all you need. Your own wonderful human imagination. You don't need nothing on the outside. You don't need confirmation from anybody to dictate or tell you how your future is going to be and all of that. All of that is within you. Nobody shouldn't have to tell you how your destiny is going to be, how your future is going to be. Because most of the time, those people that are going to be telling you that, you know what I mean? They don't even have really a sense of direction of their own for their own lives. But they'll be quick to give other people answers. All that is within you. Just be still. Take some time to meditate, and ideas will come to you. Answers will come to you. The man who created peanut butter, he had nuts and what's not, and he just had the idea, of like crushing them and stuff, right? To make the peanut butter, but he didn't have a name or what to call it. So he just sat in silence. He meditated, and then the answer came to him: peanut butter. And I think he also meditated too, surrounding the whole concept of crushing the peanuts to make peanut butter and what's not. That's how all great things came about. From the imagination. Most great men, they will sit and take time, to meditate, and whatever ideas will come to them. Ideas and answers will come to them, or they will just imagine and just go straight to the end, a particular thing. If, for instance, having the airplanes, to fly and what's not, even though people laughed at them, the Wright brothers, even though people laughed at them, and now everybody's flying on airplanes today. They would see it in their mind first, right? The intelligence of how to actually create these things will come, but as long as you can see it in your mind and you can just dwell in the end and see everything as being successful, and you persist in that imaginal act or the words spoken or whatever, the intelligence will come and how to do everything. That's not your job. The infinite intelligence will handle that, as long as you can live in the end. The intelligence will come, and people will be put in positions, like you will be put in positions, everything will just work out perfectly. So your own wonderful human imagination, that is all you need. That is all they need. You don't need nothing else. You don't need validation, confirmation from nobody on the outside. Put your faith and your trust in your own wonderful human imagination, in yourself. And I can tell you from experience. Because before I knew about the law, I was going about doing things what we will call the hard way. Since I found out about the law and using your own wonderful human imagination, and your words and scripting and everything to actually create your reality, my life became so much easier and so much better, and I'm so thankful and appreciative. because the whole world could be against you. Your family could turn against you, right? Your so-called friends, people that are close to you that you would have probably had a little confidence in. And then the time might come where you don't see none of these people. And all you have is yourself and your own wonderful human imagination. And when putting it to good use and using it successfully, then you will see these same people who ran, they're not coming back in your direction. And that's why when I made the video saying, trust nobody but your own wonderful human imagination, and that's what I meant. Not meaning it in a negative way, but it is facts. Because 99% of the time, people will let you down. They will tell you one thing and then do another. And then when it all boils down, and I mean, like, guess most of you watching this video know you can relate to this. You know what I mean? It's facts. Even more successful people even talk about this. Before they were successful, they went through this time of period of their life where it was rough and there was nobody there but them and their own wonderful human imagination, their ideas, their thoughts. And they persisted in it until they became successful. And then what happens? These same people who left, they come back. Because they see you were doing something and it could probably be beneficial to them. That's how most human beings think. But every one of us, we're not better than the next. We all have the same power within ourselves, our own wonderful human imagination. Jesus Christ, the Father and the Son is one. Your spirit. Right? So don't look to nothing on the outside. It's all within you. So use your affirmations, use your scripting, use your imaginary acts, whatever idea. It does not matter whatever it is. You want you to get an ex back, a soulmate, a specific person, a particular house, money. It does not matter. Set your intentions on that and persist in it. And persist in it. And it will harden into fact. And I can tell you from experience. Not everything comes about the same time. Everything has its own time interval, even though they say there's no such thing as time. But just set the intention and just trust and believe. And know for a fact. Everything on the outside was first imagined. Everything co-created, everything created was first imagined. And that power is in all of us. So don't allow nothing on the outside, circumstances, nothing, to whoop your ass. You in charge. You whoop the ass. So with all that being said, I am Be Floss to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings as usual. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. Click the notification bell as well for more videos to come. Alright? And just remember, all you need is your own wonderful human imagination. That is all you need. Peace and love.